Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. Alright, so for this chain of quests, which is the Ruins of Threnal, it is located in House Fiarlan, just south of the Necropolis entrance. If you're on the map there, it's that little yellow X. And the giver to port you there is Jalazko Helios. Now, the first entrance here is it's kind of a wilderness area. It's kind of a pre-walk up. They do have a little bit of experience that you can earn out here. You can also use your horses as well to speed things up if you happen to have one. Alright, and yeah, so for the most part you just follow the road to the ruins, the actual ruins section. Okay. Now these quests are not technically not technically related to the Delira's quest chain. However, like Delira's, how Delira's gives the voice of the master item, this quest chain, once completed, will also give an item. This one is called the Mantle of the World Shaper. If you wear both of these items, the voice of the master and the mantle, at the same time, it bestows a true sight ability. It's kind of a little hidden set bonus. And the set is the DM Vision. Alright. So these quests, they range from level 8 to level 10. So on Elite that would be 10 to 12. The first couple of level 8s are given by Jan Fallner, so we are going to start here. There is a total of 3 different excavation sites to go to. Now, most cases, people come in at about level 11, 12 if they're doing these, and they just do them all at once. But I'm trying to do it as close to at level as possible. I'll be kind of jumping around between the ruins here. Alright, so the first one is fairly simple. We just gotta basically get down to Durward and kill enough monsters to basically get a safe route. The XP on these ones, as you can see, only 3,000. Just over 3,000, so after everything we might get 4,000. As I was saying, it's kind of low, but they are faster quests. As you see, we only need to kill 25, though once the ooze split, they only count as that first kill, not all these little ones here. Alright, so the path you want to take is basically head straight up to this door here, which on the other side does have a shrine, and then head north. Now, I will say to bear with me, these quests are not quests that I normally do in my rotation. Honestly, I tend to skip them. They're out of the way. They can be somewhat confusing. Alright, so I just went down there to kill them. Now I'm actually going to continue heading north. Ooh, no, wrong one. Sorry. There we go. So after that first turn there, we want to head straight this way. and keep heading west until that next turn. Or rather, that forced turn. Alright. And from here, there's only kind of one path to follow, and you're going to follow it all the way down and around. And once we get to the bottom, it should open up into a larger room. I do believe. Yeah, here we go. And in this room here, there's our guy right there, Engineer Durward.
Crew are moving about the area. A large pile of rocks seems to block the tunnel at the end of the room.
And that's it. Quest complete. So, you know, just over 4,000, took 3.5 minutes. It is a really short quest. So these quests out here, they are short. There's a fair amount of them to this chain total. And again, 3 separate entrances. I am going to jump into the next one as well, just in this video as it was so short. So in each excavation, it does have several quests. Make sure to go back, talk to the person, and they're going to send you right back in to the next part. And then they'll do this a couple of times, and then they'll send you off to the next excavation site.
The air is dusty and smells of blasting powder. A powerful charge was recently detonated in the tunnel.
So this one, similar to that first one, we gotta head back to that big main room that we were just in. Alright, and I am going to set the hireling on aggressive, because enemies can respawn and actually make their way back to the start. So I don't want him to die while we're heading to Durward there. Another thing I definitely recommend doing is these paths, just make sure that they are as clear as possible. Though we could kind of sneak around and not have to kill these earth elementals, it does make it a little bit easier on the way back to not have to deal with the extra enemies, as again it does spawn in some new enemies regardless. So rather than having essentially both waves of these enemies, you would only have the one there. So it is, again, fairly basic, fairly straightforward. This content is quite a bit older. It did come out around the same time as Delira's itself. So it's kind of ancient content. Unlike Delira's, though, this one did not get a rework recently. So the content and the gear is fairly outdated itself.
The tunnel up ahead, well littered with rubble,
So there's that new path. So for here, I want to point out that little bit of a flame grate right there, that actually is a trap, which you can disable. So there's a box here. Should be for that one. While I'm at it, just so we don't have to, the unpleasantness. I'm gonna do a quick search here, because I was pretty sure there was another box right before for this one here. So when you walk on those grates, that's when the traps go off. But those both might have been tied to that same trap box there. What I do want to recommend is not to bother with all these breakables, like I'm kind of going through and smashing. Reason being is there's still another part which opens up further and deeper into this quest. So without going all the way through, it's very hard to get those bonuses. Alright, so from here, from this second fire, we do want to turn and head west to this room here. Now it will have a couple of enemies spawning in from the ceiling, first and foremost. It's also going to have a lever here, which we need to pull. There's that. Now the lever itself is behind a hidden door, right here. And there we go. Pull the lever. That being said, the reason I'm breaking these is to check if there's any goodies inside and, you know, force a habit. If we do happen to get any bonuses along the way, awesome, but like I said, you're really not doing it for the bonus there. From that point, you want to backtrack back to the flame jet here, the flame grate rather, and then head south down the stairs. Now, once we approach the guy and talk to him, this is when it really starts spawning in those enemies. So I'm gonna call our hireling here, put him on defensive, and I'm actually going to, once we talk to Durward, I'm gonna have the hireling guard them. There's also a chest here, so feel free to grab some loot. Another actual trick to this is, once he's talked to, if you have somebody running ahead, they can actually run ahead and kill everything, because they already spawned in, and they kind of spawn in as you go. So while you're back here, you can have, you know, your party member running ahead, killing off these elementals and these, you know, flesh renders, just to make it a little bit safer for our NPC. The other trick is you can tell him to stand ground. So if I talk to him, I can actually tell him to stay here. And in which case I can run through the quest, clearing everybody that I can, and then coming back and getting him. But that method is a little bit more difficult, as certain enemies only spawn once he gets within a threshold. So without him being close enough, they may not spawn. Really do hate how slow he walks, and that he doesn't actually have an icon on your map. So if you do happen to run too far ahead or he gets sidetracked fighting something, it can at times be difficult to find him. That is another reason why I tell my hireling to defend him. That way, I may not know where he specifically is, but I will know where my hireling is, and my hireling will be in at least proximity to the NPC. Alright, so this quest is worth, as you can see, quite a bit more than the first one. Being 12,000, that is all the additional steps that they do require you to do, being run back to the start of the quest. Alright, and here we go. So all we got left is to make sure that he walks to the entrance here. And there we go. So as you see, takes a little bit longer there, but we did get 16,500 out of it. So there is that. So once you're done again, head on out. Talk to Jan here for our case. She's going to give us our next part, which we will get to in the next video. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.